Jenny, are you there? Can we talk?
Oh, hello, Cynthia, was it? I'm on my company break now, so I'm okay for 10 minutes or so.
Oh, I see. You're talking to your future, possible mother-in-law, and you give me a time limit to talk?
That has nothing to do with it. It's just that this is the only opportunity for a little free time. I'm really busy the rest of the day. I need this break.
But if you are going to get along with me in the future, I recommend that you make me your priority.
I really can't make such a promise.
Excuse me?
Anyway, what's this about? I don't have much time left on my break. I have to shut off my phone when my break ends, so I would appreciate it if you could get on with it.
Your precious little break, huh? All right. Well, your attitude is part of it too, so yes, let's get on with it. I'm contacting you because, well, I want you to quit your job.
Pardon me?
I said, if you want to marry my son, I want you to quit your job.
Why should I do that?
Because it would interfere with you being a good housewife. That's why. If you can't do that, well, I will not allow you to marry my son. I would ask you to terminate the relationship.
That's being a little selfish, wouldn't you say?
It's that, or you're gone. I will not change my views.
I really don't think Brad agrees to this. I mean, he has a say in this too.
Brad has nothing to do with it. If I say no, he'll go along with it without question.
Are you serious?
Yes, of course I am. I know my son. Brad has always been obedient. He cares for his mother and father. Although I was surprised that he picked a woman like you. But I'm sure you talked him into all this. I don't know what you said to him, but I know you probably tricked him. I'm sure if I have a little talk with him, he'll realize his mistake.
Do you really think I tricked Brad into loving me? Why would I even do that?
Oh, please, just pipe down, would you? I don't want to hear any more of your back talk. I was right. You really need more discipline if you're going to marry my son. I will allow you to marry my son if you agree to quit your job and have me train you to be a good housewife. If you can't do that, I will not give my blessing to this marriage.
I'm sorry, my client just arrived. I have to go. We'll talk later.
Huh? What? Wait a second, Jenny. Just have the guy wait. This is more important. Didn't I just say to give your future mother-in-law top priority? Jenny, pick up. You will regret treating me like this.
Hey, Brad. When do you think I should tell your mom about my job?
I'm not sure. I guess it all depends on your dad's situation. Hey, did Mom contact you and say something?
Yeah, she said if I didn't quit my job, she wouldn't allow me to marry you.
Wait, what?
Maybe you should take a look at my line conversation with her today. Probably way faster. I'll send that portion to you.
Alright, go for it. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Doesn't she realize what kind of trouble we'd be in if you quit your job? Besides, I'm the one marrying you, not her. It's what I want.
Thanks for that, Brad. Makes me feel way better. But no matter what she says, there's no way I'm going to quit my job. Or should I say, it's impossible.
Yeah, well, I guess she doesn't know all the details, so she'll say what she wants.
Yeah, I guess you're right. We're just two people who fell in love and plan to get married. But it's really not that simple. There's that little point about your father that makes it complicated.
Yeah, I know. I really didn't want to tell my mom about it so soon, but she brought up the thing about introducing this girl. My mom, the great matchmaker. She was always trying to introduce me to one prospective wife or another. Anyways, it all depends on my dad, I suppose.
Maybe we should sit down with your dad sometime soon and discuss this. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe we have no other choice. The situation between you and Mom is getting way out of hand. Probably better to straighten this thing out ASAP.
Yeah, let's do that. Thanks, Brad.
Jenny, are you there? Or are you on your break and you can't talk? Just so you know, I called your office and told them that you'll be retiring from the company.
Excuse me?
I recently came into some interesting information. Apparently, you work for a company that does business with my husband's company. Is that true?
Where did...
This makes everything way easier. I told them all the negative aspects that I learned about you ever since Brad brought you home. I told them straight up, if you don't fire her right this minute, my husband will terminate all accounts with your company.
Hold on a second. What did you just say? What's going on? Mother? Why go so far?
My husband's company is one of the biggest and most influential companies around here. I figured your company was a mere subcontracting company, and you're just a lowly desk clerk. I'm right, aren't I? I'm sure the company HR department will contact you pretty soon, so you better be ready to accept the consequences. If you had just obeyed my request, I wouldn't have taken it this far.
Mother, I really don't know what you're talking about.
Now, come on, Jenny. Look at the bright side. Now that you have no job, you can marry Brad, and I can start teaching you how to be a good housewife. What more can you ask for? I did you a favor.
I can't understand why you would go so far to make me quit.
It's for your own good.
Okay then, I guess I'll just have to terminate all negotiations with your husband's company.
Pardon me?
Cynthia, I know you've never worked a day in your life. I think that fact has worked to your disadvantage.
What are you talking about?
I have no problem with you being a full-time housewife and mother, don't get me wrong. But just because your husband owns a company doesn't give you the right to chime in regarding business matters. And I have to be honest, what you just did, that's blackmail. And you did it without even understanding the circumstances.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. After all that, you still talk like that. Well, that means I'm going to have to give you an even tougher curriculum. You better be ready for lots of sleepless nights.
I think it's going to be you who won't sleep well moving forward.
Excuse me?
I'm not sure how you'll take this. Will you just sulk and give up, or will you deem this as a lesson learned and change your ways? Which will it be? It's all up to you, Cynthia.
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't understand you, Jenny. Why can't you make a little bit more sense and accept who you are? Jenny, pick up right this minute. We have to talk. What am I going to do? My husband just asked me for a divorce. He said that in order for the company to avoid bankruptcy, I'm an impediment. He said I would drag the company down. On top of that, he said that you're the CEO of the company my husband is working with. That can't be right, can it? Apparently, your company is way bigger and more influential than my husband's.
Yes, that's right. I really hate comparing our respective companies. You know which is bigger or more influential. We all have our good points and bad points, but your husband's company is currently on the verge of bankruptcy. And with the loss of a major client, that may be inevitable.
Why? Why did things end up this way?
I would ask you the same question, Cynthia. Why?
I really don't know.
It's because you've been obsessed with status. Brad was slated to take over from your husband someday as president. You figured you were the head of the family, as if you were the first lady, so to speak. You even use the employees of the company as your own personal staff, ordering employees to pick you up in the company car and take you shopping or to a luncheon with friends. I heard you even had employees come to your house to clean up and cook. Some even complained that you yelled at them, demanding that they take priority for you rather than the company. As a result, several key employees ended up resigning. The company was left with an inadequate workforce. They were not able to continue projects that were prematurely postponed due to the resignation of some of those key project managers. Well, subsequently, it had adverse effects on some of the company's major projects.
But I was only trying to...
Many of those major clients had no other choice but to terminate their contracts due to lack of progress. That's where my company stepped in. We looked over the finances and future potential of the company and decided to acquire the company. Simply put, we bought you out.
Bought us out? You mean your company purchased my husband's company? You own our company?
Yes. I won't get into the details regarding the negotiations, but some aspects of your husband's company, such as experience and connections in the industry, would be an advantage to us. Your husband made the decision to sell the company to us rather than see it go bankrupt. I think it was a very hard decision for him, but it was the right one in my opinion.
Bankrupt? Bought out? What's going on?
I'm sure your husband kept this all from you because he knew you would do something stupid to disrupt negotiations.
He kept that from me?
I'm sure you noticed that company employees have ignored your requests lately. Your husband already puts the gears into motion. It was only a matter of time before he was no longer the owner. So he told his employees to pay no attention to you, to just ignore you.
He did that?
We conducted negotiations numerous times over the last several months. It involved your husband, Brad, who was slated to take over the company, as well as me and my top executives. In the end, your husband opted to sell the company rather than see it go bankrupt. As for Brad, we decided that he would take over as vice president of the newly formed company, a subsidiary of my company.
Brad is going to be vice president of this company? And who's going to be the CEO of this company?
That would be me, for now.
Well, it should be Brad!
That was not solely my decision. It was voted on by the board of members, a sound business strategy. Well, during this time, Brad and I started seeing each other on occasion. First, it was all business, but gradually we got to know each other. Well, you know the rest. And that's where we are right now.
If that's the case, could you talk to my husband and ask him to rethink this divorce?
You want me to persuade him?
Yes, that's right. It's the least you can do for me. If you do that, I'll let you work for however long you want, and we can forget all about that housewife training, and I'll give you permission to marry my son Brad. What do you say?
I don't need your permission to keep working or to marry Brad. I'll do as I please.
Pardon me? How could you say that?
I wish you would get this through your head that you have no power to change any of this.
Please, Jenny, don't be that way. Listen to me.
I believe your lawyer is on the way to discuss your divorce. You're probably pretty busy, so I'd better get going. Bye! Two months later, we welcomed some new staff members to our company. Several members from the newly acquired company and our team started working together, and things got off to a great start. As for Cynthia, the divorce proceedings went through without a hitch, with her husband providing her with a reasonable financial package, and even introducing her to a fairly good employment opportunity. But on her first day on the job, she took an overly long lunch break without permission and got fired on the spot. She's never worked a proper job before and does not possess any sort of work ethic, it seems. So all she had to live on was her modest divorce money, but that hit rock bottom pretty quick. She ended up coming to me and Brad for help, but Brad brushed her off. She had no choice left but to return to her parents' place in the country. I hear she's living in some beat-up apartment there, working at some local grocery store, trying to make ends meet.